Hello and welcome. My name is Kathy A, and I just released a video over the weekend of my June faves and flops, and you know what? Some of my footage was lost, and I completely lost some of the makeup review and my second Holy Grail review. So I just thought I would add that in today as kind of a special extra little video. And anyway, if you don't know me, my name is Kathy A. I've been on YouTube since 2012. I started a beauty channel in 2013. It is still online, but I don't have control over it anymore because it was hacked into. So I started this channel, which is another beauty channel, but I'm also going to discuss other things like cooking and baking and travel and topics of interest. So after the June video was released, I'm like, I know I talked about these other things, and there was this whole like 20-minute reel of footage that was corrupted and never got put into the video. So it would have made the video that much longer. I thought it was awfully short for me. I usually make really long videos. It was only like 47 minutes or something. I thought something's wrong there. So anyway, the second Holy Grail that I didn't get to talk about during that was the One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray. This can turn any powdery looking, cakey looking face into a beautiful, glowing, perfectly melded makeup, cohesive look. I absolutely love this, and it was a little spendy, as they say. The word spendy is used once in a while. This is One Size, which is Patrick Starr's brand. You can find this at Sephora. And actually, I had gotten when I got this, I got for 100 points, I had gotten this Tower 28 lip jelly at the same time. So it was, I thought it was odd. I was talking about the lip jelly and not the main player here, which was an amazing product. This is a Holy Grail setting spray for me. I really love it. If I really need the hold for a very, very hot all-day event, I will use the hairspray version, which is much stronger and a little bit more alcohol. This is something that's a little more subtle, and it blends your makeup in nicely. This just kind of sprays, hardens, and holds like hairspray. So this is wonderful, and if you do see it, I don't think there's a travel size to this yet. At least they didn't have it at the Sephora near me, but the One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray. Absolutely wonderful. There's a nice sprayer too. It's a nice mister. Oh, it is so pleasant, especially here in hot Connecticut. We have been reaching 102, 104. Very, very humid here as well, which makes it very miserable for most of us. And thank goodness I'm not going through menopause anymore, or I'd be a total bee. So, One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray. It's worth the extra money. And yes, I have the Milani one, and yes, I have the L'Oreal one, but I tell you, this is nice. It's better than the Charlotte Tilbury also. Okay. So my thumbnail for this video is all about foundations, and a couple of the foundations I was going to discuss during the video and I missed it, but I thought it'd be kind of fun to discuss all of the foundations I have right now in my collection, which there are 10. Just 10. For a YouTube beauty creator, that is like something's wrong here, right? No, I'm not a hoarder. And in fact, it's going to go down to about 8 after this video is over because I absolutely hate a couple of these. So let's start off with the worst of the pile, and that is, and you know, it took a week of wearing this to realize that I really hated it. This is the new e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint. It is a sunscreen with the sun protection factor of 50. It goes on nice. After a couple hours, it still looks really nice on your skin, except it's slightly darker. It goes up like a half a shade. They call it oxidizing. And after it oxidizes up that half shade, I didn't really notice at the end of the day that it dries and cracks. If you put any kind of powder over the top of it to cut that shine, because it's pretty glowy, I put some powder over the top to cut the shine, and I tell you, it was horrific. My nose had polka dots, my chin had polka dots. It was all like cracks and desert looking, like those desert rocks. That's what it looked like up there under my eyes. I was so unhappy with this. Plus, the shade range is really odd because this is shade 6 and it goes on rather light. It goes on rather light, and I'll just show you a demonstration here. I'm just going to show you what it looks like when it's wet, and then I'll talk a bit, and then I will show you when it dries. I'll show a fresh patch next to this. It's nice that it's SPF 50, but I don't put a very thick layer on, and I don't think I'm getting an SPF 50 fully from this. I like the idea of it. I don't mind paying a little extra money if it really works nicely, but I think there are other sunscreens that are tinted that work so much better than this. Yeah, it goes on like a foundation, but it's very, very shiny, like most sunscreens are. And I put a little bit of powder over it and it looked fine. And then after 4 hours in the lunchroom, bathroom, I looked in the mirror, everything looked fine. And then when I got home, I forgot to check it. I should have checked it after 8 hours, and I never noticed because I usually take my makeup off when I come home and put a mask on or something, and I didn't notice how bad this looked until one day when I was talking to somebody about my makeup channel, and she kind of looked at me a little sideways. And it was late in the afternoon at work, and she looked at me with that look like, you talk about makeup and your makeup looks like that, you know. It was that kind of a look. So I kind of went home and looked in the you know, 8x mirror, and oh my gosh, it was bad. It was bad. So this is the number 6, which I believe is light cool. And I want to show you, I've just talked for a minute or two here, but I want to show you what. See the difference here? Can you see there's a difference in when you first put it on and then when you wait? It's still just as shiny, but it's much darker when it dries. It goes up a half a shade, really. So I had not kept the box or anything. I thought I was going to use this, so what I'm going to do is use this on my hands. So when I'm driving, I have nicer looking hands. And they have an SPF coverage on them, so that's what I'm going to do with this. But this is the first and the worst of my foundation collection. Next in line is an old fave. This is the IT CC Plus cream. This is the original. This has an SPF 50 in it too. I like this better than that e.l.f. one, and the pricing isn't all that different actually. You can get a small tube of this for right around the same price as that one. But this one, I think I got it on the sale when they had their 21 days of beauty. It was 50% off, and that's the only time I can really get this. This is the CC Plus, and I got it in, what was the shade? It was a fair shade. They came out with more shades, and I thought that that was why I didn't like it before, was that the shade was off and it looked too artificial. Well, now the shade's right, but it still looks artificial. So fair to light neutral in this, whatever that is. It's not on here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah, this was so much better than the e.l.f. I mean, this looks more like a foundation than the e.l.f. does. But it does get that kind of mashed up, wrinkly look around, you know, if you have a lot of folds around your mouth like I do, and it folds around here. It kind of mashes into them, it fills the thing. It's got that strong scent to it, which a lot of people don't like that scent. I think those are the actual ingredients, it's not an added fragrance. But I always liked IT Cosmetics. I always thought they were gonna be something really big, you know, because they were using natural ingredients and all that stuff. But no, it's too dry. And the Serum one didn't look all that much difference. It's a little bit too thick and it looks too makeup-y when it's on and it dries. So this is my second worst of the foundations, and I wanted to love it because it was an old favorite from when I was younger. When it first came, I remember when it first came out, I bought it and I was like, wow, this is great, and it's nice and dark, so I look like I have a tan. Yeah. So now they have the lighter shades. It looks better, but it still looks pretty fake and like over makeup-y. This is more 2016 kind of makeup, So I think now where people are looking more fresh-faced and skin-like with their makeup application, this is not really working to our benefit. Especially, I'm 67 if you don't know, and I look like a 67-year-old. A lot of people say, oh, you look great for your age. For your age. I love that tag on the end of there. Ugh. All right, next in line, this is where it gets kind of muddled because I really like a lot of these right around the same, and then the ones at the top, I really love them. But these two are next, and this is the True Match from L'Oreal. I have two shades because I like to mix them. One's a little dark and one's a little bit light, but I have the shade N2 and N3. These remind me a lot of a lighter weight Estee Lauder Double Wear. They're kind of a slightly lighter weight version of that. And this is the Super Blendable Foundation. N2 is neutral light. And N3 neutral light medium. Okay. So mixed together, I think they make a really nice shade. This spreads beautifully. In fact, when I got home and I saw how horrible my face looked from the e.l.f. Halo Glow Tint, when I saw how horrible it was, I went to these and I added them. I'm wearing that today. I pressed it into the spots on my face that would look so horrible from the e.l.f. Halo Glow Tint. And I tell you, these are really nice. This dries down to a more natural look. You get a little bit of the shininess, but just a teeny bit of powder takes that right down. These last really well. There's really good shade coordination. I didn't notice a scent with these, which is nice. But there's a little bit of difference between N2 and N3. And during the summertime, I like to blend them or even go to the N3. And then when we go into Fish Belly White Winter, I go back to the N2. But I do use these, like I alternate my foundations. I try different ones, and some of them seem to, I feel good in them for some reason, and other days I don't. And sometimes I don't want to use the expensive ones, so I use these. But it's something to consider. It's the True Match from L'Oreal. This is an old school favorite. I remember when this first came out, everybody was crazy about it. This is the Missha. This is the Perfect Cover BB Cream. Now this is a Korean brand, famous for coming out somewhat grayish. Talk about neutral. It's kind of a grayish tone, but when you put it into your skin, it melds right in. Now this looks really nice on. I think it's a great foundation alternative as a BB cream. It's supposed to have skincare benefits to it. I don't know exactly what skincare this one has, but I do enjoy this a lot. It's inexpensive. I think you can still get it for under $20, and there's a good amount in here. I don't know if it's 1.5 ounces. Let me just check and see. It's SPF 42. There's your BB cream skincare stuff. It's all in Chinese. 1.69 fluid ounces. So 1 3/4 ounces, really. That's pretty good. Yep, for under $20. So I have shade 23 in this. And I'll talk about its sister because it's further up the line. Next in line is e.l.f.'s Soft Glam foundation. This one is really nice, and for $8, $8 to $9, depending on where you get it and how long it's going to hold at that price. This is a really nice foundation all around. I think a lot of people with oily, normal, and dry skin all seem to like this. It works really well with all kinds of skin types. I like it. I think it's very age friendly. And it's very economical, so I do definitely recommend it. I have two shades here. I have 20 and 23. Right now I'm mixing the two of them because 20 is just a tad light and 23 is just a tad dark. So for $16 I've got the perfect shade, and I've got lots of it. I think there's one ounce in this as well. And I'm not sure, but I think this is less than an ounce. I don't know. It might be an ounce. Are they counting the ball in there for the ounce? the mixing ball. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. But I mean, out of the two of these, obviously, this is an excellent little foundation for the price. This is a nightmare. All right. Let me just put a little here on this hand so you can see these two side by side. And you can see the difference between 23 and 20. 23 is a little bit sort of, I want to say orangey warm, and 20 is a little more neutral. They just blend so nicely into the skin, but there's no skincare benefits in this particular foundation, so that's why the other one, it's nice as a, again, as a sunscreen. I'm going to put this on my hand so it will give me some coverage on my ugly hand discoloration, also from not wearing sunscreen, ironically, and this will work for that. But this is great for every day. I totally recommend this to you if you are over 50 especially. This is very age-friendly foundation.
Hi, future editing me, Kathy here. I wanted to mention you definitely need to have skincare. Skincare is so important. You know, have a good cleanser, exfoliate, have a serum, and then a good moisturizer, and always sunscreen. And also, too, when you're purchasing foundations, look at the assortment of undertones and shade ranges here. Now, some of these blend out and spread nicely into the skin, and some are kind of my winter shades and some are my summer shades. You know, some of these are kind of neutral. You can see the two gray tones there from the Missha products, but again, they do blend into your skin nicely and make a nice neutral coverage. The two darker tones there are slightly too dark for me, but I blend them with lighter tones. And of course, the most of them I tend to go neutral or neutral warm, just to give you an idea. Also, when I'm applying the foundations, I like to have a brush, and usually Real Techniques has some good brushes for the thinner foundations, and then for thicker foundations I like to use the sponges. And for powder foundations I like to use the powder puff. I think that's a great way to apply powder foundation, or you know, putting a wisp of over a very thin layer of foundation, putting a wisp of that powder foundation with the powder puffs. And you can get these in TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Amazon, and actually I think you can find these like in Walmart and the local drugstores, but they tend to be more expensive that way. Okay, back to the video.
Next in line is MCoBeauty, and I did a video just on MCoBeauty. And MCo is a company out of Australia. They were a company that formed out of necessity, because in Australia they don't get a lot of stuff from the rest of the world, and when they do get a lot of nice makeup, it's so expensive they can't afford it. So somebody came up with the brilliant idea of making their own makeup that imitates really nice high-end makeup. A lot of people took offense to this, but if you're in a place that doesn't have any nice makeup, make your own. The only thing is they copied the packaging and a lot of that sort of thing, and that's when it got a little iffy. I think if they just created MCoBeauty and made their own really pretty packaging, it would have probably been a better gig. But this is sold in Target and also on the MCoBeauty website. So I love this one. This is a skin tint. This is a lot like something high-end. Miracle Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. This color was a little bit deep for me. And you're supposed to shake it well before use. This is number 2 to 3 light. They were trying to imitate Estee Lauder's Serum Tint, which is what L'Oreal was trying to imitate. So they're kind of imitating L'Oreal, because L'Oreal skin tint which is very popular in this country, is extremely expensive in Australia. So them coming up with this was considered a economical version of the, believe it or not, the L'Oreal. So if you like L'Oreal's skin tint, the serums, those are really nice. This one is a great imitation, pretty much on par with the quality of the L'Oreal tint, minus the smell. You don't get that alcoholic smell from this, which I thought was a bonus. I have not been in Target for a while, so I don't know what their situation is, since a lot of people were boycotting shopping there over their politics of lack of diversity, etc. So next in line is a powder foundation, and this is a long-time favorite. I actually use this as an over powder to a bad foundation. If I have a foundation on that I don't like, such as the e.l.f. one, I will put a little of this powder on. I have colors 210 and 225. This is the CoverGirl Simply Ageless Instant Wrinkle Blurring Pressed Powder. Now, I don't know if they touted this as a foundation, but you can use it as a powder foundation, especially on a hot summer day. You can actually get away with kind of swiping this stuff over your face, and it makes a really nice face base. Look at this. I've hit pan on this one, and I have hit pan. I mix the two powders together because I'm a color in between. I have hit pan on both of them. I love them. So CoverGirl Simply Ageless, the Blurring Wrinkle Cream in shade 210 is pretty much my winter spring shade. 225, a little bit deeper, but it's closer to my summer shade. And I mix these two together a lot to come up with the perfect powder shade. And this is great if you're traveling, you don't want to carry liquids with you because it doesn't, you know, spill out or boil in the heat. This is a really great alternative. Put a powder puff in there. Make sure you put a powder puff in there. Getting up to our top three. So number 3. This is Missha also, and they came out recently with this. I think it was in the last year they came out with this. This is the Serum Perfect Cover BB Cream. And the Serum one has less product. I believe there's 35 mils in here to the 50 mils that's in here. This is 35 mils, so it's much less product in here. But you do get a serum effect. It's extremely age-friendly. Again, I've got this in shade 21, which is a light gray, and then it blends magically into my fish belly white girl skin after a moment or two. It's a wonderful product. I think it looks nice, it lasts all day, and it just gives that right amount of coverage. I believe this does have an SPF in it as well. I do like it. It is a smaller package, and I believe it costs just slightly more than the regular Missha, which has a lot more product in it. But I think this is more for people with oilier skin, and this is more for people with drier, aged skin. So this is age-friendly to a point, but I think it's more for younger people and also people with oily skin or normal to oily skin. This one is for people with dry or normal skin who have a lot of texture on their skin. So this is a wonderful foundation BB cream type of product. Number 2, Ulta. This is the Complexion Crush Foundation from Ulta, and it is light cool. I think I tried, this is a new color for me. They changed their packaging, but they didn't really change the formulations. This is light neutral. It's a slightly warmer. These are slightly deeper color than you would expect, but they blend in like a dream. There's no scent to them. They are like the perfect everyday foundation. They're inexpensive, and when Ulta has sales and things and puts these on sale, pick them up. Pick them up. Really good. Complexion Crush, and this is light neutral. I also like light cool. Light neutral, slightly warmer, but I'm a slightly warmer tinted girl when I go out. They do have a fair shade that you may like better. They do have different skin tones. They do go up to deeper skin tones. I really like this a lot. This is my second favorite. Okay, now my first favorite, and this may surprise you because it seems so unusual for a person with dry skin who used to hate it, talk about it, but it is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. And I mix it with other things. That's part of the secret. I mix it with other things. I mix it with the BB cream, I mix it with the Complexion Crush, I mix it with a drop of oil. I have some really wonderful oils, rosehip oil, or one of the other facial oils. You can just put a drop in there. There are mixers, and I know one size has a mixer spray that you can put in that mixes with this is something that, this is bridal material, this is something you would wear for that all-day event, for that no air conditioning in the room and I have to sit there all day kind of event. This is a wonderful, wonderful product. I have shade 2N2, and this is a favorite from a lot of people, and I know it really fell out of favor because it's a whiteout mask, I mean, it really wipes out any imperfections and discolorations on your skin. If you use too much of it, it can look a little bit masky, but I just use a little bit of it, or I mix it with something else that isn't as have as much coverage, and I just love it. This is an amazing foundation. It's the #1 seller in America, I believe, or so they say on the signs. But when you put this on, it covers and just makes everything look smooth, and all put together it makes a great base. So this is my #1 favorite foundation, and I know, really, gosh. There are other foundations I've tried over the years that I really like, but this is what's in my collection right now, and I'm going to use things up before I buy things. And then we're going to see how things go with the foreign things. I was going to get the Kogendo because that used to be my favorite foundation, but it's $125. And it was $68 the last I saw in 2019. And when I first bought it, it was like $34. So I can't imagine it's gone up. It's from Japan, and I think the tariffs did that. I really do. I don't think it just went to 125, like shot right up there like that on its own. So anyway, what else is on my face? My blush is a cream blush. This is from It Cosmetics. This is one of the sun blushes in Sunlight. This is absolutely one of my favorite cream blushes. And I think it gives the skin a really pretty, natural sort of flush. My lip gloss is this one. It's the Shine Gloss in Candy Shop from Essence. I loved this like 5 years ago when it came out. And I've bought a few of them since, and I really like it. It's a really pretty lip gloss for only a few bucks. For summer, it's wonderful. It rivals high-end lip glosses. It's really nice. And of course, the mascara I'm wearing today is my new Holy Grail mascara. And I'm telling you, I'm a Thrive girl. I love Thrive, but this is better. And I believe it's $12 to $14. The Revolution Beauty, and it's called Wrap Lash. This is probably one of the most perfect mascaras there is out there. So I've had mine now for, I would say, about 2 weeks, and right from the very first time I used it, it gave me the big honkin' lashes that I so love. You've been hearing me use that expression for years, but not very many mascaras live up to that. I mean, I do like the Sky High from Maybelline. I do like the new Versed mascara, which is really nice, and of course Thrive will always be in my collection. I like them as a company, and I like the mascara, but this rivals the Thrive, and if you try it, I think you'll really like it. Revolution Beauty, and it's called Wrap Lash. I do have the Ardell press-on lashes. I have them on just on the edges, just to give a little bit of something something. And I think because, the days of the 2016 makeup where everything was full glam, have really dwindled. I mean, it was like it was a phase. It reminds me of like when disco was a phase. It kind of ended, and then it was new wave and the 80s look, and then that kind of dwindled, and then we had the 90s grunge look, and everybody had the dark liner on the outside and the light lipstick on the inside. I can't do it, and I see it's creeping back. I keep seeing that creeping back, and I don't like that. Don't like that. Nope. And now the 2016, everybody had the big boxy bushy brows and full of glam eyes, and you know, lots of layers and processes of makeup. And now everybody wants to have just beautiful glass skin with a little bit of color, very little eye makeup. And here I am with my lower lashes painted rebel to the core. Rebel to the core. Anyway, I hope all of you are having a wonderful week. I hope you have a happy 4th of July. Here in the States, it's kind of a fun day to have, like a barbecue, or to just relax and, you know, have a beer, or, you know, or something like that. I do have the day off, which is nice, but I have to work on Saturday. So I'm enjoying my new job, actually. It's in a busier place. Instead of just having like 6 grave diggers, I have like 14 grave diggers plus an office of people. So when I bake every week, I have to bake a big thing for the grave diggers, and then I have to bake a smaller thing for my office crew. So it's kind of like fun, but it's also like running a bakery at the same time. But it's really great to try out new recipes and stuff. And I will be sharing them with you. And thank you for your comments on my last video. Some of you did say that the cooking and baking stuff sounds kind of interesting. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to try and make it shorter and sweeter for you. I will be back again soon in the next video. Take care. Toodles.